Okay, so let's continue. Okay, sabi kanina ni Kenneth, no? Si Kenneth ba yung huli? No? Si Kenneth ba yung nagsalita o si Lloyd? No? As long as alam mo na importante yon, okay, no? But syempre, the schools have their own protocols, no? If you think that it's needed, kasi pwedeng, sige, implement ko to sa classroom ko, pero nakinabang lang yung particular students mo. But if you are also concerned with the other students in the future, and of course, baka hindi lang naman ikaw yung teacher na nagtuturo ng subject na yon, so might as well consult it with the head of your curriculum. You might want to suggest it, but as long as you put, di ba, marami tayong consideration when we are redesigning our curriculum, di ba? We see to it that yung concept na yon ay naipasok doon sa, di ba sabi nga natin, dapat meaningful learning tayo at the end of the day. So dapat hindi siya basta pinasok lang sa isang kung saan, doon sa mga topics. It should be anchored to the previous concepts or previous learnings, or at least it's a foundation, something like it's a foundation para dun sa mga susunod na mga learnings. So dapat alam natin kung saan natin i-fill in yung gap, i-close yung gap. Okay, so that's very important. Hindi yung basta pinasok mo lang kung saan, no, na naging fragmented yung concept na yon. So always make sure na it is anchored or linked to the previous concept or a concept prior doon sa bago nila matutunan yung topic na yon, no. Okay. So what else? Okay, teachers become architects of school. So yun nga, no, in the process we become architects, no, of our school curriculum. After all, we are the ones who are directly concerned, no? Tayo yung mga implementers kasi ng curriculum, and we know better. No, we know better because we are directly involved with our learners. We know their needs. We know what they need, their wants, no, their interests, their background. So napakahalaga, no, napaka-importante ng involvement natin, no, pagdating sa implementation ng curriculum. Ano ba, sino bang may karapatan na magpakain, no, nakakaalam ng nutrition sa mga anak niya, kundi yung magulang din, di ba? Lalo na kung may mga allergy yung anak, yung bata. So ikaw pipiliin mo bilang magulang yung mga papakain mo sa anak mo, di ba? So kung sino may nakakaalam ng diet ng bata, ng kung ano yung importante sa health ng anak niya, di ba? Yung magulang, parang tayo rin gano'n, no? Sa pagtuturo, alam natin kasi yung pangangailangan ng ating mga estudyante. Ano, we know their needs, we know their interest, their background, at alam din natin kung paano nila i-absorb yon sa kanilang isipan. No? So, okay? Napakahalaga ng ating role as teachers. Ayan. So sabi nga, a developed curriculum remains inactive if it is not implemented. Thus, the teacher's role shifts from a developer to an implementer, from a designer or technician to a decision maker. Okay, so decisions such as
Butchoy, nandiyan ka sa baba.
Butchoy daw, Butchoy.
Ay.
Okay, paki-mute na lang. Okay na? Okay na si Butchoy? Okay, so sabi decisions such as which of the plans should be put into action? How should it be done? So these are the questions that we decide on in ano to on daily basis to sa atin, no, sa college, every other day, no, we decide on these things. Ano kaya yung mga topics na pwede naming lagyan ng action, lagyan ng collaboration, activities. Kasi may mga topics na for discussion lang talaga. May mga topics for lecture lang talaga. Pero may mga topics that are needed to be, to have a hands-on, to have activities, no? And most of the times maganda to, mas gusto ng mga learners to, yung in action na ginagawa. And of course, mag-iisip ka ng mga different strategies, no? Dapat yung strategies, sorry, methodologies na iniisip mo is according to the numbers of your students. Baka naman yung napipili mo na strategies good for 10, di ba, yung mga malalaking klase, o baka napili mo naman parang pang dalawahan lang. So, dapat you are also, you should also know these different strategies and techniques and methodologies sa pagtuturo. And I hope natutunan nyo yan sa Principles of Teaching. Kasi doon tinuturo yon, no? Yung mga different strategies, different techniques, methodologies, ano ba yung pagkakaiba ng mga strategies and methodologies. Okay? So meron tayong pang small group, may pang large group, may pang individual. So mahalaga yan kasi lalabas lahat yan sa inyong board examination. So sabi the teacher's role as an implementer is very crucial. Unsuccessful implementation. Daya, nangangatilalamunan ko. Rian. Sabi, unsuccessful implementation of the curriculum becomes the root of educational failure. Thus, some would say that the root of educational problem is the teacher. Payag ba kayo nun? Somehow, meron tayong kasalanan, no, sa bagay na yan. Okay? May kasalanan tayo. Pero, syempre, we can only do so much. May mga teacher din naman na kahit na anong husay nila, kapag hindi rin naman gumana si estudyante, hindi rin siya nagbigay talaga ng pagsisikap, diba? Wala rin. So it's, ano yan pagsisikap ng parehong party, no? Teachers, estudyante, and hindi lang naman silang dalawa, pati yung involvement ng parents. Kaya nga, yung susunod natin na stakeholder, mamaya yung mga parents, no? But before we proceed to that, let's finish this topic about teachers. Sabi, no technology can ever replace a teacher. It will only support the multifaceted role of the teacher. The complexity of teaching requires tremendous maturity, decision-making in the implementation of any curricular plan, as in the choice of materials, methods, or strategy of teaching, and modes of evaluation. So, di ba, nai-imagine nyo? Can you imagine the gravity, no? Yung laki ng responsibility natin as teachers, no? Yung tayo yung shapers ng hindi lang kung sino yung sinishape natin, buti kung sinishape natin, lecture plan lang, di ba? Pagdating sa tiyan yan, wala nang, irrelevant na yung yung shape, di ba? Kung gulaman lang yan, wala, irrelevant yan Hiwa-hiwain mo rin yun Pero ito, buhay, no? Isip, tao, no? Yung dinidevelop natin, isang buhay na nilalang. At tayo ang may responsibilidad nun. So, hindi ito yung basta ka lang nagturo, no? Pero iniisip mo rin kung papaano niya i-absorb yun. Okay, papaano yun makakatulong sa kanya para ma-develop siya as a person. Hindi na basta tinuro natin. May mga ganun teacher kasi, no? Walang pakialam kung maintindihan, bahala ka, di ba? Ito ang topic, sagutan niyo yung mga tanong dyan, bahala kayo, no? Pag-aralan niyo yan mag-isa. May mga ganun teacher, di ba? So if you are the type of teacher who is only concerned sa sahod mo, kasi malaki na yung sahod ng mga teacher, mga ganun, lalo na sa public, no? Ay kung ganun lang ang concern mo, mas maganda wag ka na lang magturo dahil magsasuffer estudyante. Wala yung passion, wala yung dedication mo, wala yung concern sa mga learners. Okay? So ganun kabigat yung ating pagiging guro. Kaya nga sabi walang yumayaman sa pagiging guro kasi it's always about passion eh. It's always about the other's interest. No? We are always putting the best interest of our learners. Right? So now let's have the curriculum managers and administrators. So these are the sa public, they are the DepEd mga supervisors, superintendent. Okay? So pwedeng pakibasa yung unang 4. Balik tayo kay Erica Joyce.
Curriculum managers and administrators. There is always a curriculum manager or school administrator in a school organization. On their functions as SPS is being a curriculum manager. They supervisor curriculum, implementation, select the recruit new teachers, admin students, procure equipment and materials needed for effective learning. They also plan for the improvement of school facilities and physical plans.
So these are the school principals. Okay, just like my role as a principal of the senior high school. So these are some of the things that I do in the private school. But we have our own HR for the selection and recruiting of our new teachers. Meron din naman tayong of course our registrar, who is responsible in admitting the students. Meron din naman tayong logistics dun sa ating finance section, who is responsible in procuring equipment and materials needed for our teaching. So sa kasi sa public, most of the time trabaho rin to ng mga principal, mas malaki talaga yung trabaho ng principal sa public. Unlike sa private, ito sa amin, ako I'm just more on the academic performances, tapos performances ng mga teachers, more on academics lang talaga ang aking hinahandle. So medyo very light lang yung aking responsibility kasi most of the admin task talaga ay yung mga decision making, lalo yung mga bibigat na mga bagay like hiring, firing. May ganon, okay? So yan, may kanya-kanya tayong department na responsible for that. Okay? So but all of these activities are part of curriculum. For without their job, without their task, without their responsibilities, curriculum is very impossible to be implemented. Kasi kung walang mamimili ng mga gamit, walang mag-a-admit ng students, walang magre-recruit ng teachers, di walang curriculum. Kahit na meron kang curriculum na makukuha pa from the DepEd, kung wala ka namang estudyante, paano may tuturo yan? Wala kang teacher, sino magtuturo niyan, di ba? Walang gamit, paano sila magtuturo? O paano sila mag-aaral? So all of the tasks these managers and administrators are doing are all part of the curriculum implementation. So they are also equally important in the implementation of the curriculum. What else? Can you read the 3 bullets? Let's have Kenneth.
Curriculum managers and administrators. The principle of command, responsibility, and institutional leadership rests on the shoulders of the school administrators. The final decision-making in terms of the school's purpose rests on the shoulders of school administrators. They have a great stake or concern about what kind of curriculum their schools offer and how these are implemented.
All right, so are we going to offer this strand? Are we going to offer this particular course or track? So it all depends on our administrators, yung mga principals, so depende yan. Are we going to hire this student? Are we going to kick out this student? Are we going to hire this teacher? Ganyan. Are we going to receive these teacher students from this particular school for their OJT? Mga ganun, no? So, these are the things that they do, no, for the betterment of their school, for the development, no, for the improvement of the school. So from time to time, ayan, may mga ginagawa tayong may facilities natin, pinapaayos din natin, ini-improve natin yung ating library, yung ating mga resources. So, ilan bang computers ang kailangan ng isang school? Ikaw, ilan ba yung estudyante mo? We are offering ICT. So, dapat we have this facility, no? We are offering STEM. So, dapat we have Chem Lab, we have biology, ang tawag nun, yung mga laboratories na yan, kung ano nung mga laboratories na yan. So, dapat we have our own court because sports is part of our curriculum. Okay, so these are the things that they decide upon, and pati yung mga sahod, no, pinag-iisipan nila, magkano ba yung offer natin para hindi na lumipat to sa public? Sana all. Okay, so napakahalaga ng kanilang ginagawa, no, para tuloy-tuloy ang ating pag-aaral, no, sa institution natin. Next, we have the parents is supported to the curriculum. Okay, karamihan ng mga teacher, no, yan ang iniisip nila, parang, di ba, yung iba kasing teacher, kalaban nila magulang eh. Ang concern ng parents, sabi niya, my child and my money go to this school. So, I have all the reasons to ask them, paano nila tinuturuan yung anak ko. I have the ang tawag nito, the right to know how they teach my kid, how they educate my kid, how they treat my kid. Okay, so may mga teacher, may mga magulang pa nga na very hands-on, parang ang tawag doon ay yung may tawag doon stage mom, stage dad. I used to be like that. Minsan nakikipag-away pa ako sa teacher. No, tapos pag may mga examinations, lahat ng test ay pagbalik sa anak ko, tinitignan ko isa-isa yon, tapos i-check ko kung talagang tama yung sagot, tapos pupunta ako sa school pag mali. Ganon, no? I realized later on na para akong sira, no? Para pala akong baliw. Na hindi pala dapat ganon, no? I should support my child, no, sa kanyang edukasyon, pero not to the point na aawayin ko yung si teacher. No, hindi dapat ganon. So, we as parents, paano ba tayo makakatulong na masuportahan yung curriculum ng ating paaralan? So, can you read the 3 bullets, Lloyd?
The parents are the best supporters of the school, especially because they are the ones paying for their child's education. Any parent would like to get the best of his or her investment in education. Parents will be willing to pay the cost of educating their child for as long as their children get the best learning or schooling experiences.
Okay, so lahat naman talaga ng magulang, 'di ba? Iniisip yan, no? Ako nagbabayad ako sa school pinaghihirapan ko talaga yan So, kasi ang gusto ko ay the best, no? Only the best for my child. At yan lang yung maipapamana ko sa aking mga anak. Binenta ko yung 2 kong kalabaw para lang makapag-aral siya sa paaralan na yan. So, dapat lang na magtanong ako, no? At alamin kung paano ba yung paano nila ini-educate yung anak ko. Ayan. Siyempre gumagastos sila So, next. So, paano daw sinishape ng isang magulang, no? How do parents shape the curriculum and why are they considered as stakeholders? So, sabi, pakibasa yung 5. Can we have Paul?
Okay, how do parents shape the curriculum and why are they considered the stakeholders? First one is for better communication between home and school. Next one is fewer disciplinary cases. Next one is greater student motivation, more responsibility for learning, and greater academic achievement.
All right. So if you will be asked, no, I know for sure that you will be applying for a teacher position, and there are some questions pertaining this, no, na how are you going to communicate with your parents, or how do you communicate with parents, or what is the importance of your communication with the parents, no? So, ayan, pwede nyo isagot to, no? Having better communication with my parents will give, paano ba? Paano mo sasagutin yan? Better communication with my parents is also means, no? It also means better communication between home and school. It helps me to have a fewer disciplinary cases kasi that's also a part of behavioral management of our students, lalo na kung ang mga estudyante medyo may behavioral issues, no, makulit, no, nakikipag-away. So if you have a good communication with your parents, alam ng bata na ay si teacher anytime pwedeng tawagan si mommy. Baka pagalitan ako ni mommy, kaya I better behave inside this teacher, inside Sir Lloyd's class. No, I should be a better student inside Ma'am Erica's class. Kasi Ma'am Erica has a communication, has my mom's number. O, di ba? So ano pa, because you are well connected with the parents, you can actually expect your student to have a greater motivation in learning or in studying. Kasi alam niya pwede mong isumbong anytime eh. Alam niya na pwede kang magkwento sa magulang niya anytime. So ay naku, baka mamaya ikwento ni teacher na ganito ganyan. So dapat magpakabait ako. Dapat ang ikikwento ni teacher, ako'y masipag sa loob ng classroom. Dapat ang ikikwento ni teacher sa parents ko ako ay matalino sa classroom, ako ay number 1. So, if your students know that you are well connected with their parents, they will have this greater motivation. Ano pa? More responsibility for learning, yun sabi nga natin, and yan, eventually greater academic achievement. Siyempre, the more na nag-aaral sila, ang result is greater or better grades, di ba? Better report card, no? Right? So, what else? Can you read the next 4? Sino pa yung ating umikot na ba tayo? O, balik tayo kay Erica. Ay, anong oras na? Baka nag-overtime na ako. Ay, wala pa naman. Hanggang 2:30 naman tayo, di ba? Tama ba? Erica?
Apo, ma'am. How do parents shape the curriculum and why are they considered as stakeholders? First, parents become part of the environment of learning at home. Second, provides follow-up of the lesson of their children. Third, provide curriculum materials that are not provided in schools. Fourth, provide permission for their children to participate activities outside school premises.
Okay. So, can you give any opinion? What's your take on those ideas? Paano ang mga parents ay nagiging katulong ng mga teacher? Hindi natin sila kalaban ha. Hindi natin sila kaaway. They can be our allies, no, for our learners.
Ano ma'am, parang dun man sa third and sa fourth, ma'am, yung materials that are not provided in school, ma'am. Tapos yung kapag may mga school activities po ma'am, may mga school activities ma'am, yun nga po, nagsusupport po yung mga parents doon. Minsan sila pa po yung gumagastos dun sa mga event or kung ano man ma'am.
Yan. Okay, syempre kung hindi naman papayagan ng magulang yung bata na sumali,
Yes ma'am.
o di wala rin, di ba? Pero kung papayagan niya, o di maganda. So, biriin mo, no, malaki talaga ang role ng parent, no, para dun sa pagkatuto ng bata. Pag di niya yan papayagan, di siya magpo-provide ng baon, di magpo-provide ng mga gamit, di magpo-provide ng, lalo na ngayon, di ba, online learning, o hindi magbibigay ng pang-load, di paano mag-aaral yung bata, di ba? So, pero pag yung parent, well, communicate na tayo sa kanila, sinasabi natin, oh ma'am, ito po yung kailangan ng inyong mga anak. Ipo-provide nila yan kasi sinong magulang ang ayaw matutong anak, di ba? Sinong magulang ang ayaw magkaroon ng best education ng anak? Di ba? Pwera na lang talaga kung talagang walang-wala ang pera, ang magulang ng pera, no? Pero minsan ginagawan talaga nila ng paraan yan, no? Na matuto ka lang, no, at makatapos ka lang ng pag-aaral, at minsan, no, igagapang talaga nila yan kapag lalo na maganda yung school, no? So kakampi natin sila, hindi natin sila kalaban. And ang mga magulang, ano pa yung pwede nilang gawin? They can provide, ayan, meron tayong organization na binubuo, no, the PTA, Parents Teacher Association. This is a very good platform, no, kung saan pwede nilang ibato yung mga issues nila, at pagtutulungan natin, no. Pagtutulungan natin yan, no, tayong mga teachers, mga magulang, ano ba yung mas nakakabuti para sa mga anak natin. So minsan nag-iisip tayo ng fundraising, minsan nag-iisip tayo ng mga activities for the kids, no, tapos susuportahan ng mga magulang. No, sa ibang mga paaralan noon, meron pa mga solicitation, pero ngayon pinagbabawal na yan. Ang dami pa mga fundraising. Pero sa US, usong-uso daw yung fundraising na yan. Sa Pilipinas, pinagbawal na yan. And then, what else? They give support to various activities. Minsan sila na nga yung nag-arrange niyan. Then, we have the PTA and PTCA. What is PTCA? Alam natin PTA is Parents Teacher Association. But what is PTCA? Parents Teacher Community Association. So kasama na rito yung ating mga barangay, no, yung mga industry partners, no, yung mga donors natin, mga benefactors natin. So yan. Okay? So kanina nasabi na rin natin, we cited about the community members, no? We have okay, so our community members, lalo na yung mga may-ari ng mga businesses, what they do, kung ano man yung kakulangan ng mga paaralan natin, sila yung nagpupunan, no? They donate, no? Nagbibigay sila ng additional rooms, additional building, like the Omnicore. I remember they donated a building, no, sa isang elementary school dito sa Subic. No, so they are industry partners, ng mga sponsors yan. Pag walang books, walang materials, no, sila yung nagpo-provide. You just tell them kung ano yung kailangan, then they can help you out, no. Pag brigada eskwela, nagbibigay talaga sila. Minsan may mga companies na they have to replace their computers. Katulad yung dun sa classmate ko last time. Their company, I think it's parang Convergys ba yung company niya. So they were actually replacing their computers, ilang units yon, and she was looking for a school whom na iaano niya to ang tawag niyan, ibibigay niya, i-donate niya, no. So she could donate those computers dun sa school na yon, and I think ang na-contact niya ay yung classmate din namin na it so happens supervisor na rin sa DepEd. So I think parang sa IRAM ata na ibigay yun, no, yun ang natatandaan ko. So these are the things that our community stakeholders do for our school. No, meron pa tayong other stakeholders. We have the professional organizations like the PMAP. Last time, before the pandemic, the PMAP or the People Management Association of the Philippines, Subic chapter, we did this feeding program sa Okabi. So I was one of the monitoring officer. So we would go there, no, every Monday ata namin ginagawa yon. I forgot na yung scheduling. Basta lagi namin ginagawa yon, akay-akay ko yung aking mga JP map na mga estudyante. And we would be feeding some, parang mga 50 kids ata sila na mga parang undernourished. No? So may mga iba't iba kaming sponsors ng pagkain. So nagluluto kami ng lunch, no, na talagang full pack yung mga pagkain na binibigay namin. And nakakatuwa naman no, nag-improve yung kanilang health. So yan, yung mga professional organizations such as the PMAP, ginagawa na. Meron pa kaming ginawa last time, ako naman nag-mystery reader dito sa Banikain. So yun ang naging gawain namin. And then we have the DepEd and the CHED. We have the PRC. Siyempre, ito yung nagbibigay ng lisensya sa mga teachers, no? We have the NGOs and GOs, no? Mga government organizations and non-government organizations and corporations. No, mga companies yan, tulad ng Enron, Enerzon, Coastal, yan yung mga kilala na SM, what else? Ang tawag nito, yung binanggit ko kanina. Okay, so yan yung mga companies na tumutulong sa mga schools, no? Nagdo-donate sila, tumatanggap sila ng mga OJT, ng mga for training, no, ng mga estudyante. Alright, so hindi na yung assignment na yan. So these are the different stakeholders, no, na natapos natin yung ating, actually this is my last lesson for the curriculum development. So expect that next week will be your finals. I don't know what would be the arrangement regarding your payments and your permits, pero palagay ko ganun pa rin kasi we're still under pandemic. But I'm just going to upload this presentation, and all of the questions will be talagang actual let questions. So actual let questions, and everything is related sa stakeholders ng curriculum natin. So yon. Okay? Now I am entertaining questions. Let's make use of our remaining 7 minutes for question and answer. Erica, Joyce, do you have a question? Nasasagutin ni Kenneth. Erica, do you have any question?
Wala po, ma'am.
Wala naman. Mapalad si Kenneth, walang tanong si Erica. Kenneth, do you have any question that Erica Joyce would want to answer?
Wala na rin na po, ma'am.
Ay, nagkakaintindihan silang dalawa. Tignan natin si Lloyd. Lloyd, do you have any question, Lloyd? Wala ba magtatanong? Habang nag-iisip si Paul.
Yung mga stakeholders, ma'am, how can they help the students learner ngayong pandemic, ngayong may crisis?
Paul, can you answer that? How the stakeholders can help the students during this pandemic?
One example for our NGOs, they provide assistance to our public schools towards the education system sa mga estudyante natin. Tapos yung mga government institutions naman is, for example, one good example is Pasig and Manila. They provided tablets and laptops to students.
Yes, that's good.
Students mismo ang gumagamit. And then yung mga teachers, nagpo-provide sila.
Tama. No, lalo na dun sa ano kay sino ba 'yun si Soto? 'Di ba? No, may kanya ka sino pa may mga nagbigay pa nga ng mga laptop, 'di ba? 'Yun na aside from tablet, may laptop, no. So those are the things that they do in order to support the education of our learners, Filipino learners this time of pandemic. What else? Yung mga parents, how can they help and support the learners no during this pandemic? Nakakalungkot lang no habang nag-aaral yung mga bata. Utos sila ng utos. No, magugulat ka, nagtuturo ka, naghuhugas ng plato yung bata. Grabe. Nagtuturo ka, okay, tinawag mo yung bata. Ma, pasensya na, hawak ko po yung kapatid ko, nag-aalaga po ako. Tapos meron pa, habang pagkatawag mo, okay, can you open your camera? Naglalakad, yung pala, mamamalengke. Just imagine, no? So, that's not a good way of supporting our students, our learners, no, sa kanilang pag-aaral this pandemic. Eh, hirap na nga sila sa communication, hirap na nga sa access. Tapos, di ba, bibigyan mo pa ng additional na trabaho. Dapat, kung mag-aaral lang, bigyan mo ng ibang panahon para makatulong sa bahay. No, not during the time na may mga klase sila. May mga time naman ano yan mag-ML yan eh. Yung time ng pag-ML nila, yun yung time na mag-utos ka. Hindi yung panahon na nag-aaral sila. So how can they concentrate kung ganyan, 'di ba? So, yon. Ang mahusay, no? Very good question, Lloyd. Paul, do you have any question?
None so far po.
None so far. Okay. Mapalad ka, Lloyd, walang tanong si Paul. Okay, so here ends our curriculum development for the whole semester. Thank you so much for the participation, the four of you. And wala si Vivian, no? You have 12 classmates. I don't know what happened sa iba. And sino ang ano natin ngayon? Sino ang magiging discussant natin sa next subject? Dun sa ating foundation.